got to talk about the Julio Foolio case.
26-year-old Charles Jones, better known by his stage name Julio Foolio, was a rapper from Jacksonville, Florida.
Girl, you crazy, pay for that abortion. Triple cross, go against the game, then it's straight extortion.
Jones was in Tampa, Florida in June of 2024 celebrating his birthday, posting his location on social media several times. In the early hours of June 23rd, police responded to a shooting at a Tampa hotel where Jones was pronounced dead.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's JEJE Vibe.
We're back again.
You know I got my amazing, beautiful queen with me.
Thanks, my love. The amazing nose.
So Lewis and Gabriel, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. We got to talk about the Julio Foolio case.
We are in Florida this morning with a brand new trial starting up right now. This is over the murder of rising rapper Julio Foolio. The defendant is a woman. Her name is Alicia Andrews. Now, she's one of 5, but they're being tried separately. So this is just her case. She's one of 5 defendants accused of murder in this plot that police and investigators say existed to shoot and kill the Florida rapper. Now, Julio Foolio's real name is Charles Jones. He was shot and killed in Tampa as part of an ongoing dispute that started back in 2024.
The Julio Foolio case.
That rhymes.
Julio Foolio was a rapper from Jacksonville, which, if you guys don't know, it's been an ongoing case and it has come to an end or come to a conclusion. As you guys can see on the screen, there's Julio Foolio, and we have one of the culprits that was recently sentenced.
Transcripts, the court file, all the evidence in this case, the pre-sentence investigation report, the argument of counsel. It's the judgment sentence in order this court to adjudicate the defendant guilty, sentence her to 15 years in the Florida State Prison. You have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed to represent you. You all let me know when you're ready on Casal, please. Okay, thank you.
She was handed 15 years.
And the others were sentenced to life. I don't know if it's with possibility of parole, without.
No possibility.
We have further considered whether Isaiah Chance should be sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole or death. We, the jury, finds Isaiah Chance should be sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. We have further considered whether Sean Gatwright should be sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole or death. We, the jury, find Sean Gatwright should be sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. We have further considered whether Rashad Murphy should be sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole or death. We, the jury, find Rashad Murphy should be sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. We have further considered whether DaVon Murphy should be sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole or death. We, the jury, find DaVon Murphy should be sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Dated this 15th day of May, 2026, CS for person of the jury.
They were facing a death sentence.
They were. But at least they get to keep their lives now.
So it was going to be a death sentence, and the defense were able to argue the case for them to get
Life.
So that was a win for all 4 of these individuals. It's crazy. The way he was killed was crazy.
Yeah, it was premeditated. And not just premeditated, even pre-actioned.
Crazy. And all four of these fellas are going to face life in prison without the possibility of parole.
I guess justice was served.
Justice was indeed served.
Correctly.
And the mother had something to say about it.
My son was more than a rapper or a public figure. He was my child. He was deeply loved by his family, his friends, and the people whose lives he touched. Since the day he was taken from us, my life has never been the same. The actions connected to this case did not just take one life. They destroyed an entire family emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. My son was hunted, followed, and ultimately murdered in what authorities describe as a coordinated plot involving multiple individuals. It is extremely painful to hear Alicia Andrews portray herself as someone who didn't know what was going on. While evidence and testimony showed she traveled with the others, tracked my son's movements, and remained involved throughout the events leading to his death. Whether she pulled the trigger or not, my son would still be alive today had people not participated in carrying out this plan.
She was happy at least her son got justice. And all we can say is, rest in peace, Julio Foolio.
Why does he look like the cartoon character?
I guess that's his style. Oh, that was his style.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Crazy, crazy, crazy what this case was, and at least justice was served. There's a lot of things that happened during this case, but the bottom line is justice was served. And the family can rest knowing that. So that's the update when it comes to Julio Foolio case.
Yeah, we don't want to stay too much on it because we saw videos of how the whole event happened and how one of them took his grandma's car and how they loaded the weapons in the car and how they performed the whole horrific event and how one of them, even in the detention room, was also subconsciously performing how the whole shit went down.
This video, you will clearly see in the evidence, Mr. DaVon Murphy taking full credit for his role in this shooting. That is just after his arrest, when he is left alone in an interview. Just to show, because it was a video, I wanted you to see a couple of still shots of Mr. DaVon Murphy in action. You can see the muzzle flash, you can see the orange or reddish ski mask, and you can see his position, shooting directly at the charger, shooting again at the charger, and a last time. There's Mr. Gatwright on the bottom, following Mr. Edwards, Charger, and then Mr. Murphy was
subconsciously performing how the whole shit went down.
Crazy.
But we won't go into details. We just want to touch upon it, and that's about it.
And that's about it. So if you're new to the channel, let us know what you guys thought about the whole Julio Foolio case. Drop a comment. And don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. You know it's JEJE vibe.
JEJE.
See you guys in the next one.
Bye now.
JEJE vibe. JEJE vibe. JEJE vibe.
It's JEJE vibe.
Feel the vibe. Feel the vibe. You feel the vibe.
It's a vibe.
Keep like a big like your mama doing over the internet. Like my auntie, just did the right. Auntie was depressed. Dead red. My grandma died behind that. My grandma caught a heart attack behind the song that he was making. Because he was on the Corbin mama couldn't walk out of the house without seeing somebody in the public. You know how they do TikToks anyway. Where's Corbin? Yeah, I can see. You gotta feel like somebody pissed on my cousin Brady. Like you gotta feel that. You gotta feel like we were talking about this pregnant woman fighting this.
At 4:15 in the morning, Jones began to head to a hotel on McKinley. One of the suspect vehicles is seen following the victim. However, instead of following them into a parking lot, they stage across the street. At 4:38, 3 shooters exit a vehicle and walked in the direction of the hotel. They murdered Jones with a handgun and 2 rifles.
Investigators have now apprehended 5 suspects. The most recent one, DaVon Murphy, was captured in January. Law enforcement released this smiling image of him from the arrest. Investigators also say the suspected shooters are affiliated with gangs that are rivals to Jones's gang in an ongoing feud.
These individuals took extreme measures to try to cover their actions, but they were no match for our investigators.
All 5 suspects who are in custody face first-degree murder and conspiracy charges, with 22-year-old Alicia Andrews as the first one on trial.